Hi guys, so welcome back to the next tutorial. So in this part we're going to be going over some assets for outside for our interior. So prior to recording this tutorial, this product actually used to be free, but now it's €4. So it's up to you guys if you do want to buy it, or if you do have assets in your library of trees, then I absolutely say yes to using them. It's just to get a bit more realism in your interior for outside. And as you can see, you've got some really nice trees in the scene. You'll go really well. I've actually used them in a project before. I'll show you. So guys, as you can see, this is the trees I've used in my render before from that project. They're really good. These brushes weren't in there, and these ones, and these ones, and these ones. They're from separate purchase, but it's these trees and these trees in the background, so they go really nicely. Just unfortunately, it's not a free product anymore. It was a free 15th anniversary collection. So if you do get the chance to have buy that, or if you've already got it in your library, then that's great. That works as well. So as you guys can see, it is quite a big file. There's a lot going on here. So I'm just gonna go to over here and take a look at our trees. So I don't want any of them. So I want this big one, just that one really. So guys, yeah, I just want to select this tree, and that's all I want from this file. I don't really want anything else. Obviously using the copy and paste tool, and then just being able to bring it in. So once I have that in my scene, you'll see the trees are actually set like this. Now the reason for that is because it's set as a proxy. Now what I mean by this is basically if I go into there and go show whole mesh, it's going to load, then it's going to load the whole mesh in. But if I just go preview, that one actually, preview film file, that's just going to save time on the RAM, and it's just not going to really do much harm. So that's why it's set like that. So it is the whole mesh, but it's only showing a preview if you think about it. And when it comes to render out the full thing. It's quite a good tool to have really, and to use if you got loads of assets in your scene. Then you can just set someone to a proxy, so it's not overloading the scene. Now as well, I also have a preview, a background to use for my scene. Now if I just hide these and go into my scene, you can see I've just got some clouds in the background with a bit blue sky and a bit maybe some of the buildings showing. The reason for this is because it's just easier to do than Photoshop. I prefer putting backgrounds in. I mean, if you want to do it the other way, you set your window to an alpha, so it shows the background, and you can also just you can just put your background in Photoshop, but I prefer just using this one and showing this nice sky background. Now it is a bit dark, and the reason for that is so as we've got a V-Ray light outside, this picture is provided in your textures pack that I've provided. So I've actually just added a color correction onto it and just turned it down to 6, turn the RGB down to 6. It's just a quicker way around, and when it comes to rendering, it's not overexposed outside. You can make out what it is. Same with the trees really. If I'll show you now, I've actually lowered the brightness of it using a color correction on majority of it, and most of them are set to 5, a value of 5. It's just easier, and it's just when it gets to render, it's not coming out too much. So if that's set to 50, let's set that to 5. It is coming out black there, but when it comes to render, it's not going to be black. As I said, it's just to get that value down and make sure nothing is overexposed when we're shooting our render. So you want to get your background to around around here from your scene. As I said, just to add a bit of distance so it's not like right there and it's not really close. Same with the trees really. I've added 3 trees in and I've just rotated them a bit so they don't all look the same. And as you can see, same thing going on there. And that's my advice on the trees really. And if you do want to add some trees in and you can't get access to that file and you don't want to spend €4, then you can head on over to 3D Sky. And if you head on over to 3D Sky, and if you go down to tree and just click V-Ray just to make sure you're getting the V-Ray ones, there is some nice trees here that you can use. They're not the same as the ones that I've got in my scene. Unfortunately, I can't provide those files. So yeah, so there's a lot of trees here. You might have to mess around with a few of the settings. That's quite similar, I would say. You've also got this one here, it's quite similar. And this one here, that's got some nice detail on it, to be honest. So yeah, if you want to have a look on 3D Sky trees, just make sure you click V-Ray, so you got the V-Ray ones, and then choose which ones you want. So that will do for that one, and I'll see you in the next one. If you have any questions regarding anything with the trees, then please leave a question below, and then I'll be happy to help on the tutorial. Be happy to help where help is needed.